Hey, my name is Shashank Ramesh, dog trainer, dog behaviorist. I have an experience of around 3.5 years roughly, where I, had a close association with the US police departments while I was at Tar Heel. Training methods can be put in a spectrum. So what we do is we place ourselves in the middle. We call ourselves balanced trainers because we start off with pure reinforcement and pure reward based training, but after a point of time the dog starts testing you, right? So the dogs are like, what will you do if I don't do it, right? So you need to have that side of you as well, where you can show the dog that I can do this to you as well. That increases the effectiveness of training. The only difference that I see between a normal obedience training in a dog and behavior modification is that behavior modification is more psychological, although it also has a lot of training aspects to it. Behavior modification involves a lot of threshold, where you see a dog's threshold as to how bad the reactivity towards other dogs is with him. And when it comes to training, we put dogs through habits, right? We know that dogs are habitual creatures. The more we put them in a routine every day consistently, that lifestyle kind of becomes a habit for them. Come here, Mango. Sit. Namaste. That kind of brings their personality out. So that is more training part, where you're socializing the dog so that you don't get those psychological issues later on. Behavior modification is done to dogs that have behavior issues. Training can be done to all the dogs. So the day you bring a puppy home is when your training starts. You have to communicate to the puppy that those things that can be done, that cannot be done, so that he gets to know as to what is right and what is wrong. And when there is a conflict in his head as to I don't know what the right thing to do is, or like what the wrong thing to do is, that is when he starts getting into bad habits. Those bad habits becomes a behavior issue. That is when you need to address that, which is called behavior modification. Oop. It's really unfortunate that people expect finished products once they give their dogs to a boarding and training facility. They expect the dog to be like perfect when it comes back to them, but it is not like that, right? Dogs are not machines to be programmed and handed over to. So they are living creatures, and we need to understand their psychology. We need to go to their level to communicate with them. That is the whole idea of dog training, right? So if someone is saying that I'll get a dog, I love dogs, so I'll get a dog home, he or she must understand the prerequisites of it, whether they have time for it, and whether they are willing to put in that much of effort, whether they are willing to learn the communication methods. Because dogs, it's really unfair of us to expect them to understand our language just like that, coming on the first day when they come home. It does not work that way. We do something called as pre-puppy consultation, where parents come in before they get a dog, and based on their lifestyles, there'll be like a consultation session which we do, where we take them through the process of getting a dog so that they get the right puppy home. So that is the whole idea. There's one initiative that we have taken up right now, where we educate kids and elderly people about dog attacks that's happening around. So we are trying to equip them with different things to save themselves when they are under an attack by a dog, a street dog, right? So there are certain things that they do unknowingly. For example, making an eye contact. Making an eye contact with a dog is extremely intimidating to a dog. So even if you're scared of that dog at that particular moment, the dog is coming at you, if you're looking at him, you're unknowingly challenging that dog, right? So this is just a small example. So this is an initiative that we have taken up where we educate kids and elderly people about these things and how to deal with certain situations when they get into it without knowing.